Welcome back to my channel. We are going to be doing this cap wig, this face cap wig. I'm sure you've seen it around, and I'll be showing you how I do mine. I have different ways of doing this. I actually produce for people, but this is like an easy way out that anybody can do at home. This is a DIY. I don't do this method when I'm selling it out to clients. Okay, so this is like an old face cap I'm using. This is just a tutorial. This is not the one I would use if I was selling. And this is one old hair I've had. I've used it for ponytail a couple of times, and I just wanted to use this like to show you how you can do your cap wig. Basically, you need your face cap, an old one, and you can see that I have turned it inside out, and I'm just cutting this hair. I like to do this method so that I know exactly what I'm working with. I try to like measure it against the cap. You can like just start working on it, and when you get to the point that you don't need it, you can cut it off. So for this method, we're going to be using bonding glue. Bonding glue helps it to stay, but it won't last forever. So like I said, if I am working with a client's hair, if I'm sending this to a client, I'll never do this method. If you've ever bought this cap wig from me, I'm sure you can attest that this is not what I did for you, but this is for those that just simply want to do this from the comfort of their homes, easy, quiet, and as easy as you see. Okay, so don't worry, this video is quite detailed. I'm sure you get it at the end of the day. I just want to like make you see the preamble before we go into the nitty-gritty itself. You see it up close how you can do this yourself. Anybody can. With just these few items you need: your face cap, your bonding glue, your hair, your hand dryer, you're good to go. You can do this. So let me just explain what I've been doing all the way. Of course, I have my hair, and I mentioned that I'm going to be using bonding glue. So you're just going to be applying the bonding glue on your face cap. I find this easier to do. Some people prefer to apply the bonding glue on the hair itself, like on the wet, then they attach it to the face cap. But I prefer doing the other way around because at the end of the day, guys, it's whatever works for you. Like we all know the way we cook our soup, right? And at the end of the day, we are achieving the same thing, the same result. So you just take your bonding glue and you apply it on the cap. Then you take your hand dryer, guys. It's just the way you apply your lashes. It has to be dry and like tacky, like the glue has to like dry out. If you apply it the way it is when it is wet, it won't stick to the cap. So let me go over it again. We are doing this. If you notice, I've turned to the other side. So I've applied my bonding glue, and I'm going to be using the hand dryer to dry it out. Keep on watching. You can see it's getting transparent. Not at this point. Let it still wait a bit more. Let it like almost dry out. Of course, not when it is like completely dried out. Let it be tacky. Like let it like almost dry out to like this transparent color. Yes, that is when the hair is ready for it to be attached. This way it will stick. It's just the same way you apply your lashes or anything like that to stick. If it is wet, it won't stick and it will fall off, and you don't want that after doing so much at the end of the day. So this is simply what you are supposed to do. Just apply your bonding glue, attach the hair, and stick it on. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm pressing it onto it so that at least it can stay and it doesn't fall off. Trust me, if you do it like this, it will stay and it won't fall off. So you just keep on repeating the process, line by line, track by track, until you feel comfortable with what you've achieved. When you feel that you've like added enough hair, you can stop. But I'm just taking you through so that you can understand what I did all through this video. So you apply your bonding glue, you apply your you use your hand dryer to dry it out until when it is like almost tacky and very dry. Then you now attach your hair and you use your fingers to press it on so that it completely sticks and it has no way of shifting or falling off. If you do it this way, this hair will stay, and I've achieved enough. I think I'm okay. Now the next part is the back of the cap. guys, this is where it gets tricky, but it is not that tricky. So you have to apply hair. If not, people will know that this is not a complete wig. You have to give the illusion that you're wearing a wig and it's all covered up, and you apply it around that hole. So if you notice, I'm not just covering it, I'm following the shape of the hole. Just keep on watching, you get what I mean. So I'm applying it like in that semicircle. I'm not covering it like I'm actually like avoiding the hole. There's no place to attach it anyway. So it's just for you to apply your bonding glue over that semicircle. At the same thing, use your hand dryer to dry it before you go on to like use the hair that you want to use. So like for this method too, I've actually like measured the hair and I stuck it onto it, but it might be longer, it might be shorter. Most times longer is better. And so what I do is after I've used my hand to like press it onto it very well, and when it's secure, I'll just grab my scissors and I'll cut the excess part off. That's it. And that's what I do for each step. So for this one, I measure out the hair before I try to like stick it on. Like I said, if you don't want to, it's perfectly fine. Even if the track or the hair itself is long, just stick it on. Whatever excess you have at the end of the day, you cut it off. So we are just repeating this. You apply more glue, you make it dry, you apply your hair or you use your hair over it, you use your fingers to like stick it on to make sure that it sticks on and doesn't fall off. And guys, like that, voila. So I just keep on going back and forth like that. I believe this should be easy for you to follow by now. Please let me know if it is quite self-explanatory. I believe you should be able to get it from now. Like it's quite easy to do in less than 30 minutes to 1 hour. You should be able to finish the whole process. So what I like to do for this particular place, I like to concentrate so that it covers the whole completely. You can see that there's still the hole showing. At the end of the day, I used about almost 6 to 7 tracks to cover it, and I made sure that everything was well covered. I don't want my hole to show. I don't want people to know that I'm actually wearing a wig cap. Like the purpose is for them to think you are wearing a wig and you're using a face cap to cover it all up. They don't need to know. Nobody needs to know. So if you do it this way, trust me, they will think you're wearing a wig, a normal straight wig, and you're using your face cap to like cover your hair. And guys, we're all done at this time. I'm just using my brush gently all over the hair to like brush it. Like I told you, of course the hair does not look new. It's like old hair that I've used multiple times. If it was new hair, it will still be very sleek, shiny, and all that. This is just like show you how you can do this from the comfort of your home yourself. So I just turned it over and I'm just using my small comb to like just comb it all over again, and that's what you should just do. Depending on the quality of hair you use, you can apply like hot comb over it, you can apply like a straightener over it, just depending on the kind of quality of hair that you use for this. I don't usually use like very premium human hair, to be very honest. This is just human hair blend because it's just like a big cap. I hope you enjoyed this video. Kindly share, kindly subscribe, and I'll see you in my other ones. Bye.